Hey guys, how are you? How's it going, everybody? What's going on? Don't forget, I've got the Q&A open if you want to drop a question. I will drop the phone line. Well, not the phone line. You guys know what I mean, the call in. If you want to call in. Guys, let me just tell you, um, not anybody's problem, but let me tell you, we left the house this morning at 6 o'clock. We had to go pick up a dog for I'm not going to say who because the drop off has not happened yet, but it's a surprise for a special someone. But we drove all the way almost to Washington D.C. Okay. So we drove all the way to Fredericksburg, Virginia, so right outside DC, and turned right around and came back. And so we just got home like, I don't know, it was almost 9 o'clock. So I got out the car. I was online, any of you guys who were chatting with me, or put up a comment, I responded back and I was trying to post stuff, but I don't like going live in the car because internet spotty and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to do that. So any of you guys who were like, Fran, what's taking so long? Fran, what are you doing? Fran, when are you coming live? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all. I was, we were outside. So I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I wasn't just like sitting around getting my nails done and doing maintenance and things of that. But I would think that there's 212 people in the live at this moment and there's only 49 likes. Um, Go ahead if you don't mind. I'm just going to ask you to handle some business with this pleasure. I know you guys have been waiting to talk about this matter, and we are going to talk about it as, just facts by facts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's period. Okay. We're just going to take it bit by bit and go through it. Do you think Babe watched the Okay, so couple questions have already bubbled up. I want to just say a summary. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody and anyone who's watching anywhere in the world, because we've got people from all over the world who watch, from South Africa to Paris to London, England, Canada, all over the Caribbean, and of course, right here in the United States. So, hello to everyone at this moment. Thank you for watching. And we're going to talk about the events of yesterday. Thank you for putting a one in front of those likes. I really appreciate it. Guys, I was with you guys yesterday, parked in front of my computer. Um, I love a good court case, and it was quite interesting. We know that there was a YouTuber on YouTuber court case yesterday. So I just want to say hello to everyone. I want to say hello to my gang stars. I want to say hello to all of my members, mods, anybody. If you're on the outside looking in, you want to get into this chat, it is subscriber only. I don't think the hold time is very long. So handle your business, hit the subscribe, and come on in. You can always run a question through super chat. There's nothing, just put some dollars with the cents and you can run one through there. If you are just totally against subscribing to my channel, that's your business. And or you can try to run something through Facebook. Hello to everybody watching on Facebook right now or listening. There's two questions. Let me see if I can address them really quick. Three questions. Do you think Babe watched the hearing? I don't know, and I hope he did, because I'm gonna be really honest. If he doesn't put a foot, a proverbial, I'm not saying he should put a foot in anyone's ass, but he needs to put a foot in the looping him into the drama and the mess. I'm just gonna say this. This is my opinion. Jeremy became a willing participant in the foolishness and fuckery the minute that he dropped his bag in her living room, when he decided to sign on as boyfriend and accept a job as a castmate on the Keisha Kaylee show. And I don't know if she's so mad at him that she's going to set him up to go to prison, but it looks like it. And I recall, if I'm not mistaken, his sister being very concerned about that. once upon a time during some readings or something, just just the direction of things. So I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm not a fortune teller, but if you have a myriad of things that you feel that you have been talked about, disrespected on, and all kinds of things, and this was the argument that you chose to admit into evidence, um, that somebody was talking about your boyfriend selling drugs, and not only had a video potentially depicting him in a odd situation that could be questioned as such, why on earth would you think, like, I'd be like, nah, babe, that's not, we're not you're like, don't include me. You want to sue these girls, you go right on ahead, keep my name out of it, keep my whole black ass out of your suit. Number one, because how are you suing for me, which is basically what the judge said? How are you suing for someone who's not here? You're not his wife. You're not his guardian. You're not family. You share a child, but you can't go sue for somebody. Okay, that's number one. But the subject matter is so incriminating and embarrassing, but she wants to say that he was illegally filmed. Do you guys know that you could be like, the minute you walk out your house, you're where, guys? Does anyone know in the chat? You're in the what? You're in the public domain. You could go up your street and probably get caught by about 20 cameras, and that is okay. You know why? Because people can film in the public domain. You can have your security camera pointed at your yard, and they can catch you walking past with your dog. And you could say that you weren't the person who robbed the bank down the street because you were walking your dog, and you could have an alibi, and they can come and knock on people's doors and ask for video, right? And some people may have it, some people may not. We're recorded all the time. At a gas station, you don't think there's 5 cameras? You think the person who had their phone on that realized when they showed that video to someone who showed it to someone who realized, oh my God, is that Keisha's boyfriend? You don't think that there's film at the gas station where these companies are protecting their very expensive pumps and gas and property and customers? You think there's only one camera in the mist at the QT or the Shell station? You think there's only one person who caught that interaction, whatever it might be? Are you kidding me? So I don't know. I would have been like, don't include me in your bullshit. Please. I wonder if he even knew. If so, I wonder what he thinks about the evidence, or I would hope they had a very strong conversation, and he has asked to kindly please take my name out of this. But there was so much that happened yesterday. I'm still shocked. Like, I'm still kind of like, oh yeah, and oh my God. I had a lot of time to think about it. I had like 14 hours in a car ride today to think about it. So that was do you think he watched the hearing? Probably not. Maybe he was in the house when he heard his name, when he heard the situation, he probably was losing his shit. Because I don't know, out of anything that could have potentially been talked about, is this what it all boils down to? Was this the thing that she was most mad at? I don't know. This was very strange to me, that tied into the copyright thing, which I guess I'll talk about that in a minute, because I've got like a page full of stuff to talk about. I'm just wondering how you are trying to sue someone for a contract based on copyright violations that you so generously decided to reverse 2 of the 3 you said you would reverse. But then when Toya's counterclaim is bringing up the very same matter, but as it pertains to the actual claim, not the reversal of the claim, you tried to have copyright thrown out. How can you have copyright thrown out when copyright was the basis of your contract? I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Someone tell me. Why would we object to copyright being admitted into the argument when copyright was the basis for the contracts, which is part of the basis of your argument that that Toya wasn't going to be talking about you? And if there's no jurisdiction regarding copyright, why girl, make it make sense. That's what I was kind of like, I don't get it. Maybe just because it's a contract, but if we're going to throw out copyright, then we have to throw out all of copyright. And the contract was based on a copyright dispute, right? Maybe I'm wrong. What was really funny was when she tried to use that Nana Powers said about substantial performance. I don't know if just because I don't know that just because you feel like someone got some benefits for you half-assing the fulfillment of a contract means that the contract has been fulfilled. If I contract with you for all the way 100, just because I'm a bad bitch and can make things happen with my channel and you haven't fulfilled your end of the bargain, because you get your channel back, you get your channel back. So she got her channel back, but still you contracted for 100, not 66%. And her being monetized has nothing to do with you. That has to do with her dropping videos that got watch time that fulfilled her obligation to be entered into the YPP. Okay. So I don't know that that counts. Like, you can't, I don't know that you can contract to do, like, I don't know that that holds water. Just because you see that potentially this person received benefits from you not fulfilling, like you fulfilling a portion, that should be good enough. That should be good enough clause. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. It doesn't sound right to me. If we have a contract for all, I want it all. Okay. And if you don't fulfill it all, then I do nothing. Right. Or I do what I want to do. Right. Um, okay. Good at everything. Let's see what this next question is, guys, really quick. And if you guys have questions in the chat, just copy paste them over into the Q&A, please, because that way I can make sure to get your questions and you guys can be talking to each other. Can you give everyone 10 stacks for our trouble in following that day adventure with the judge? Okay. Can you give everyone 10 stacks? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was over 1,100 people watching at the time. I don't think they've probably ever had such an audience. But first of all, I would say it was very educational. Some people have never watched a court proceeding before. Some people have never seen a civil proceeding before. I thought it was very interesting and it was quite educational. I really liked Judge Neal a lot. I liked the fact that she was no nonsense. She was not trying to be friendly. She was about her MF in business, and I loved it. I absolutely loved the fact that she kept it real consistent all the way through with everyone, right? And that being said, there were a couple other things that I liked, but okay, do you think there will be an appeal? Okay, thank you for asking this one. This is a great question. Do I think there will be an appeal? Girl, go, you know me, guys. I'm going to say, go right on ahead, appeal. I would hope, I'm going to say, look, I'm not going to put a name to anything. I'm going to say this, go right on ahead. Both of them won their case in theory, right? So for those of you who don't know, right, Keisha was suing for an array of items, right? And LaToya appealed and had a counter claim, right? Everyone won their case. Keisha won with no monetary damages, and LaToya won with no monetary damages. Why do you think that the judge did that? I think number one, because she knows that she's dealing with ego here, and I'm just talking ego in general, that I think both parties losing would have made people feel away. Okay? I think this was a chess move. I think that both parties winning gave people, I won. That's number one. Gave them the good feeling that they won something, that they that they've been heard. But what are you going to appeal? Keisha can't appeal her win. She can appeal the counterclaim, of which there were no monetary damages. But what's the counterclaim? That she filed false copyright. Okay, you want to go down the road of false copyright? Interesting. She better hope Toya doesn't appeal. Okay? She needs, I would say, this is my opinion. If Keisha appeals, so what? That could actually go in Toya's favor because she has no registered copyright at the time for the works that she claimed copyright on. See, what happens when you claim copyright, and Keisha mentioned, well, there's a team at YouTube that reviews the video. What YouTube does, they're not getting involved. YouTube says, oh, okay, you say that this person's using your content. Let me see if your content appears in this video. Oh, okay, I see it. Is it transformative? Is it in a news setting? Did they use a disclaimer? Did they do this? Did they do that? Okay, well, I'm not going to really be the judge, but I'm going to just take the video down, and then we're going to let them hash it out. So they take the video down, and then Toya files an appeal and says, you know what? I'm a content creator. I do reactions, reviews, and commentary. And this particular video, I was doing a commentary on a known public figure, and I was discussing blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. So thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So Toya can appeal and say, well, I was doing my commentary, right? And then they can say, you know what? That's a good point. So we're not going to give you your video back yet, because they can reject the appeal or they can move the appeal back to the claimant, right? So they say, you know what? That's a good argument. She has free speech. She has a right to express herself. Also, this could be under fair use. She is a known commentary channel. They can check a couple of boxes, and then they send it back to Keisha. And what does Keisha do? Keisha has to provide what? She has to provide a copyright. Not a copyright claim, not a copyright content ID. She has to show that she has registered copyright on her content, and that there would be a potential licensing agreement that someone would have to pay to use her content, or her content is protected under copyright and cannot be used. But also, fair use can still be enacted on that, because you can use portions of the content for commentary, news reporting, education, and all of these things. So at the end of the day, if Keisha wants to claim and appeal the counterclaim, you're going to be opening up a copyright situation. Okay? That's number one, what you're going to be doing. And if Toya appeals, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have to hear all that testimony about Mr. Postel all over again. We're going to have to hear all the stuff about CPS again. And remember Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Yeah, they're going to probably pull records. They're going to want to know, did a CPS person actually really show up? Because we didn't see receipts that CPS actually ever came. Keisha said CPS came, and maybe they did. I don't know. Because she had a friend that was on a live stream that said I called CPS, which I did not. I certainly did not, would not, never would. I didn't even see anything to call a CPS. So there's all kinds of stuff floating all over the place with this hot mess situation. But she better hope that Toya doesn't appeal, because that can open up a can of whoop ass on a lot of different things that came up that were very private, personal, inflammatory, so many different things that could be harmful to her peace and well-being. I think if I were her, I would stay real quiet and calm and hope that in the next 30 days, Miss Latoya does not file an appeal for losing against her. If Keisha wants to file an appeal against Toya, she's opening up a copyright infringement case. Where is your copyright? Where's your registered copyright? Where's your licensing agreement? Huh? Where is your fulfillment of the contract? Why did Toya have to appeal to YouTube to have one of the copyright strikes taken down on her own recourse? Okay? I don't know. You guys tell me. Okay? But Keisha, since you objected to Toya even talking about copyright, would that potentially throw out your claim? Because the contract was built off of copyright. You said Toya couldn't talk copyright because there was no jurisdiction in small claims court, but you're trying to file a lawsuit against a contract built off of a copyright claim. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, okay? But like I said in the beginning, I'm so with Judge Neal giving everybody a win, because if she'd given everybody a loss, then Keisha could have potentially reformulated her same case. Maybe, I don't know. But I think the evidence would still be there. But by giving them both a win, this was definitely more of a chess move to me, because number one, it gives both of them a win and tries to calm down and cool the heads, because clearly there's an issue, right? And we're gonna talk about her in a minute, Material Girl. Key Erica from Key Essentials. Lady, stop. Okay. Okay. We're gonna talk about that in a second too. Guys, there's so much. Let me get to another question. So did I answer your question? Do you think there'll be an appeal? Girl, I don't even want to say I hope not. I like things to just play out. We'll see. We'll see. But I think Jeremy will lose his shit. Because she filed a lawsuit against a person regarding a matter that really didn't have anything to do with her. Only reason why it had something to do with you is because it's your boyfriend. It's your baby father. But I just want to warn you ladies out here, and even you men, capping for people who are grown, able-bodied adults is going to get you, I've said this a million times, tired. Why do people feel like they need to go tap dancing and put on Superwoman capes for men? If Jeremy had a problem with Toya, he should have gone downtown himself, right? Why is a grown woman filing a lawsuit for a man that is not her son, not her guardian, not her anything, her baby father, who is able-bodied to go down to DeKalb himself? Okay? What did Latoya do to you? You say she did something to help you lose a contract that you got after you filed the lawsuit. So you filed the lawsuit in January, but you got the contract in May, and the contract was put on pause. It wasn't canceled. It was put on pause. It was put on pause in October. So it's not canceled. Could it have been because when you guys did the initial giveaway, there was so much mayhem going on and it was very unprofessional? The setting was not appropriate. The dress code was unacceptable for a makeup brand ambassador. That on a second occasion, when she's announcing that the lady is going to launch something at Macy's, um, you proceed to go on for 2.5 hours about some vigilante goonism going on the YouTube streets to retaliate against people who do commentary and are exercising their free speech to express their thoughts, opinions about content that is put out on a free speech platform of which they are content creators, and you just don't like it. So there's someone out here gooning in your good name. I don't know. Girl, we don't know what's gonna happen, sis. If someone files an appeal, I guess we're gonna find out. But I don't know. I would be on my knees praying that Toya didn't file an appeal. That's what I would be doing, quite frankly. But I don't know. Okay, Key Essentials. Back to Key Essentials. Key Essentials was not prepared. She was delivering turkeys. Um, Key Essentials knows good and well she never talked to Toya on the phone. You could tell that by the look in her face. Key Essentials was trying to go and help a Spelman sis get out of a hot water. And I don't know why they paused their contract, but I don't know if it had anything to do with other than she realized that maybe the person that she got into business with was not ready for prime time. They're moving, they're constructing a home, they're doing all kinds of things. They've got all kinds of stuff. They've got life happening, and the presentation is not professional. So maybe trying to be nice, they paused it. I don't know, but I remember seeing at least 2 or 3 lives where they were supposed to be cosmetics and they were extremely unprofessional, just in my opinion. And I'm saying that like not to be shady at all. It was extremely unprofessional. Okay, Kim Nation, great question. Vicious Virgo, do you think, okay, here's a question. Guys, if you wonder where I'm getting these questions from, look up on top of your screen. I've got a Q&A button open. So there's chat bubbles that I'm putting here, and then there's also YouTube bubbles. Do you think Keisha is embarrassed by the way the judge had to keep correcting her? Maybe the good thing would be that she has some self-awareness. You know what I mean? Like if there's a deficit there and she needed to gain some awareness of her lack of self-awareness, then good. You know, there's opportunities in everything. And at the end of the day, Keisha needs to focus in when people ask her a question and answer the fucking question. That's it. And so does everybody else. Sometimes our minds wander, and sometimes when you feel guilty or when you feel unheard, you want to make sure you're trying to drive home your evidence or defend yourself. And there's a time and place for everything. And in court, it's facts, not feelings. Okay. Is she embarrassed? I don't know. I think embarrassment comes with some self-awareness and self-reflection. And I don't know that woman. I don't know. I think that she got a win, and my impression is she's very situational in her temperament and her thought process. So whatever's happening at the moment might be tied into how she feels. So would she be embarrassed? No, I think she got a victory. So she might be actually happy, right? Because of the lack of maturity and understanding of the gravitas of the situation that she has gotten herself into. I would have a seat. Since she feels she's so intelligent, Miss Run on set, girl, period. Okay, let's see. Next one. Why was Keisha dressed like that? Because she was home. Look how the guy from Mr. Transmission was dressed. He had his hoodie on. And Judge Neal didn't even have a chance to really tell him to take his hoodie off. And Miss Lampkin. Okay. So why was she dressed like that? Because she thought she was being cute because she had a little Gucci headband on. Um, but yeah, girl. Why was she dressed like that? Let's go back to maturity. You're a social media influencer. You know that people were going to be watching. Um, and that's how you showed up. I mean, that's, okay. We're not going to school people anymore around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, freshman year is over on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. We're not schooling anymore. Okay. If you can't get caught up, then go back in the archives and do your homework, because at the end of the day, we can't school people anymore. If you don't know how to dress at 30 years old and 3 children in, and wherever you are in life, and where you want to be, we just can't do that. You know what I mean? We don't have time to fall back for the people who don't want to catch up. You know what I'm saying? We're moving on, right? So why was she dressed like that? Girl, maturity, obviously a lack of awareness. Um, how do you think Keisha felt being put in her place finally? Well, it was very good to have a woman in authority. This is what I think. So the first judge, when she didn't show up to court, see, don't think that Judge Neal did not know that Keisha didn't show up the first time. Let's remember that, right? Let's remember that you think Judge Neal was not aware that there was a no-show.
There we go. All right, Keisha Anderson versus Latoya.
I'm here.
Thank you, Miss. Is anyone here for Keisha Anderson? All right, not hearing any announcement for Miss Anderson. Last call for Keisha Anderson. The plaintiff is not here, so I'm going to let you choose what date.
Okay. You don't think she knows that there was a lack of regard for the court? How do you think Keisha felt being put in her place? She needed it. I think Judge Neal handled Keisha and Latoya exactly the same. Don't object. Don't interject. Wait till you're spoken to. We're going to talk about the submitting of the evidence. Well, let's talk about that for a second. So Judge Neal was very much like, don't interrupt, let her talk. I'm asking a question. She's submitting. Da, 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 da. These judges have some very amazing patience, right? What I think Judge Neal did, this is what I heard from the YouTube streets, right? I think Judge Neal recently had some interactions with another person from the Goon Squad on her. I think there's someone, she may be familiar with Keisha Anderson above and beyond this case. I'm just going to go on a limb, right? I think she let Keisha talk herself all the way out. Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. And gave her every opportunity to not submit items that could incriminate folk. And she let her talk herself all the way out. Not only was the contract not canceled, her manager wanted her to look at going with a different sponsor that was paying more. Okay. So the manager was advising you that the deal wasn't amazing. So you didn't lose work, you opted. It looks like you opted to not accept work that was not paying what you wanted it to pay. But we don't know that those rates were based on the YouTube streets. And if they were, there is a breadth of work. And for Miss Key Cosmetics to say that she did her research, or her attorneys did their due diligence, and they just looked up Toya Talk, I find that hard to believe. If they look up Toya Talk, they're going to find lots of videos, not just Toya. And these doesn't mean that these people are affiliated with her. The only affiliation is a free platform where people can post content. Okay. I find it hard to believe that they did not search Keisha's name and find the heavyweight plethora, array, encyclopedic amount of conversation surrounding this social media public figure that is not positive. Okay. On top of what she has put out herself. So, do you think the Keisha feel? I think that Judge Neal realized. I think that Judge Neal had an idea of who she was dealing with, and that this was a very tumultuous situation. That these two have a lot of feelings, and that she was going to have to put her foot down and stay very much on course with making sure that she was addressing both equally, and and giving them equal instruction. That's so. How did she feel? She felt away because you could tell, well, maybe Toya won't object to this one. Okay, like, oh, Toya keeps objecting to stuff. Well, maybe she won't object to this one. Like, it was just the little digs here and there were interesting. How many lies, contradictions did you catch? Key Cosmetics. I'm sorry, that lady made a fool out of herself. I'm just going to be honest. She should never have come on. She was not prepared. And what she said when she came in versus what she said as she was exiting, I think there were some contradictions there. The let's throw out copyright because of Toya bringing it up, but we're going to use copyright for my argument. Copyright's okay. For Toya's argument, copyright's not okay. There's someone who presents themselves as a woman, but you're on audio calling that person a him. Whether it's to be disrespectful or that's what you thought, when you know that this person is presenting, in your words, presenting as a female, why you would address them outside of that, I don't know. Make it make sense. I don't know. I don't know. What other contradictions? That she's standing there saying that Jeremy was filmed illegally. Nobody had a spy cam. You have to have testimony from the people, the person that filmed him, to find out that they were trying to spy cam him. From the looks of the filming, it was very much people having their phones on. I don't know. He also didn't have to go to a car of people he did not know. How about that? You're at a gas station minding your own business, and there's people in town for, what was it, the All-Star weekend, and you happen to some man happens to end up in their window talking to them about what sounds like something that is not legal in the state. I don't know. How is that illegally filming someone when I'm in my vehicle and I didn't ask you to come up to my window? How about that? How about being in the public domain? I don't know. Not my problem. I'd have been embarrassed by that. What else? What other contradictions? Gosh, what else? I would say the contract, including Key Cosmetics as her one vendor that dropped her because of Toya. How can they have dropped you? So they dropped you, but the timeline doesn't match up. So the other contradictions are timelines. There's various different timelines of things that she mentioned that did not match up with Toya entering the chat. Right? Okay. So next, how many contradictions? Guys, run the questions into the chat box. You guys talk to yourselves in the chat. I'm going to still keep highlighting stuff. I'm going to have to end up reading this, and then we'll go back through it, like addressing the comments or something another time, like late tomorrow or whatever. But that way I can keep up on these and you guys can keep talking to each other. So if I miss you, just copy and paste it over here to the question section and I'm gonna try and get to all of these. Hello to everyone coming in. Thank you for joining me this evening. This is so much fun. How many lies in country? Okay, let me find my place. Okay. How do you think Keisha felt? Okay. How many lies and contradictions? Did you see the white guys? Do you see the white guys do a live reaction to the court case channel is Credence and Bishop? I did not. Um Interesting. I would love to. Credence and Bishop. So I will write that down and we can do a reaction to their reaction. Okay? Maybe that would be fun. Credence. Credence and Bishop. Okay. Okay, no, I didn't see it, but interesting. We should hear, and it would be interesting to hear from some people who are hearing something and don't know like all of the history. So that's kind of cool to get some fresh eyes from people who don't really know this case, right? What do you think happened to the lawyer she had on YouTube way back when? I don't think there was ever a lawyer. I don't. Lawyers are not cheap. And if Keisha doesn't want to pay like a $2 surcharge to get some money out of an ATM machine, you think that she's screaming for people to help her with her damn chimney. Like I don't think she had a lawyer. Um Oh, you're talking about the person who was on that backstage or something with her. Not back. What was that thing called? She did a live cast and there was a friend or she did a live or something and there was someone who did a video with her. I don't know who that person was. Um I don't know. I'm just going to be honest. I have no idea. Um Interesting, but I think that person's long gone. With all of this information out now, what's your thoughts on the fact that Keisha had 511 a year ago and is at 498 actually, sis? Um hmm. What do I think about it? I don't know. I don't I I think she needs to focus on activities that will grow her channel and not things that are going to tank her channel. Like if your channel, and I'm just talking from just a perspective of being a content creator, whether people have respect for the type of content I do or not, at the end of the day, as a smart business person, let's just put this in money standards, right? Let's just say last year you made $511,000, right? And this year you made $498,000 and you worked just as hard. Like you're doing the same work and you're making less money, right? So I don't know if her paycheck was less, but your spread, your opportunity has decreased. And part of your opportunity with YouTube is selling part of your package is I've got a half a million. Now you're just shy of a half a million. So people might still look that as half a million because I've seen people say, oh my God, Keisha, you're so close to half a million. No, sis, she was at a half a million and she's decreasing. So people may not know, new people to her channel may not be aware that her channel is in decline. I would be worried about growing my channel, staying positive, being focused on things that are going to grow my channel, not things that are going to kill my channel. But that's her to decide. You know what I'm saying? She wants to continue to do things that don't bring her the result. When you see that your channel is going in a negative direction, be it monetarily, and your revenue coming in is less and your subscriber count is going down, it's time to stop the bleeding. And I don't know that she has stopped doing things that people don't like filming floors, filming corners, being belligerent, coming on um, not looking ready for prime time, not looking like you've washed your face, brushed your teeth, and combed your hair. You don't have to look like you're going to a Braves game. You don't have to look like you're going to see the Hawks or Falcons or whatever your teams are in the city of Atlanta. You don't have to look completely made up, but you should, the same argument that we give Jasmine. Um, okay. Last week it looked like she had the same makeup application on for 2, 3 days. Like she just woke up and kept going. Hey Bree, how are you? Supposedly Keisha took legal advice from Nana, but Keisha has lawyers. Why would she not consult her own lawyers? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have never even gone to Nana Power's channel. When I know that people are hooked up with that squad of vigilante YouTube streets goons, I don't have anything to do with that because I'm commentary, reactions, and reviews. I don't sit up here and beef with people. I am not concerned about what people do. I react to these videos and the content in front of me. And at the end of the day, Nana Powers is, I don't know who she is, but from what when I hear people that I do not respect on the YouTube streets referring to a person, that is not a person whose channel I will frequent. I'm sorry. Um, Maybe I should go over there and check it out now just because it keeps getting mentioned and just to hear for myself because I can't really judge it. I don't know. Supposedly Keisha took legal advice from Nana. If Nana Powers told her to enter Jeremy into the argument and to use that as an argument for defamation and slander, who was she defaming and slandering? If in fact it was defamation and slander, would that not have had to have been directly about Keisha and not directly about someone else who was not present and not listed in the lawsuit? So hopefully she's not giving her that bad advice. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe that was, I have no idea. You know, maybe she was trying to use that as kind of like, and she's talking about my family and whatever. And then, yeah, then the judge was like, well, what about it? Well, she said that my baby father, I would never have brought that argument up. Or I would have been like, there was a video that put my boyfriend in a very bad light. It kind of made him look like he was doing something he wasn't doing. But at the end of the day, once she entered that in, that was open for Toya to submit her evidence of what she was able to submit. And it just didn't look good. It was not a good look. So I don't know. Supposedly Keisha took legal advice from Nana, but Keisha has lawyers. Why would she not consult her own lawyers? Well, girl, because she doesn't have them. Why is Jeremy afraid of prosecution? I don't know that he's afraid of prosecution, but girl, who wants to be prosecuted for something that you have laid breadcrumbs around the internet that people could use against you? I don't, girl. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Maybe it was paused because her brand deal at the same time with Nyx. Yes, because Key Essentials needs to cut ties, not just pause. I mean, Keisha started doing work with Nyx, and that is true. We've seen her do work with other companies. Hey, Neotero, how are you? Hello to everyone coming in. I failed to say hello to everyone. But guys, I'm giving you a heartfelt welcome, 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 and thank you for coming. I appreciate all of you showing up and smooches. And thank you for coming. Happy Saturday night. But just to be able to get through all these questions you guys have, I had to skip all the welcome and hellos. So please excuse me, but you guys make each other feel comfortable in the chat and talk to each other, please. Let's see. What do you think happened with the lawyer she had on YouTube? Okay, supposedly Keisha. Okay, Jeremy afraid. I would be afraid of prosecution. I would not want to enter the system. Period. I felt like it was made me very uncomfortable to hear the CPS stuff. I hope that if CPS has been to her house, that they really were at her house. I don't know if that was a falsehood or not. Um, I've never seen a receipt. I don't know if they give you some sort of document stating we were here. I know when Jasmine had CPS at her house and she got, and I'm talking about my Jazzy Life for those of you who don't know. When my Jazzy Life had CPS at her house, she had a very official letter stating her children, dates of birth. It was a report and it had a seal on it and everything. She showed that like, nah, 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 boo, boo. I got cleared. Um, I've never seen anything like that from Keisha, so I don't know. But she also asked, had Jeremy ever been in legal trouble or had he ever been arrested for something before? I don't know what that man has had. I don't know. But sworn testimony is sworn testimony. So Jara Smith says, let's talk about the Airbnb. I've just become familiar with this Airbnb situation, but regarding the Airbnb, I would think most people have these leases that state that you cannot sublet my property. And I would think that I guess now people have to probably include sublet and or post on Airbnb. Um, so apparently she was living somewhere and I guess she put it on Airbnb. I don't know Toya, and if maybe Toya called it out or it had already been called out. I do not know. I only started watching Keisha's channel like 2 years ago and the twins were already born. I think that this was something a while, prior to. So I don't really know much about it. But what I heard was it sounds like she was living somewhere and she posted it on Airbnb and she had someone else staying there, which was probably a violation of her lease. And that allegedly someone came to the home, not the person, some dude named Santana, something or something Santana. Um, and that person trashed the house. I don't know, but what that would have to do in 2019 with Toya, I don't know. But it's not permissible typically under most leases, I would imagine, to be able to Airbnb a place that you're renting. Just because you're paying your rent on time doesn't give you the right to use the property how you see fit, including leasing it out to strangers for mini vacays, staycays, video shoots, etc. They didn't rent it to you for that. They rented it for you to live in it, not for you to have use it as a place for other people to live of which they don't know. And see, for people who rent houses and rent apartments and your landlord comes to do a regular inspection, understand they may not want drugs smoked in their property. They want you living there. Whether you fly off to Chicago every other day, that's your business. But they don't want you renting it Airbnb. Okay? Maybe your cousin Mike has come to stay for a couple of months and people typically want to know if you have a guest there longer than a week so you can register them and they're going to go ahead and add them to the lease or something like that, and then it becomes real, right? Um do you think Jeremy will be investigated? It's possible. It really is. It got very creepy. The fact that she allowed Keisha to go on for 4 hours, and she also knows someone from her goon squad who has been running amok around Atlanta and the cyber community. And she let her go on for 4 hours, basically just dropping her own tea. It's possible. Why not? I don't know. Not my problem. I would have shut the fuck up. I would have been like, mm-mm. Did did Keisha have a brand deal with NYX at the same time as Key Cosmetics? Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? It could depend on what the key, so maybe NYX could be, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I mean, maybe one's skincare, one's actually cosmetics. It could be a couple of different things. Um, I would say it probably is a conflict, but maybe, some people can carry two different contracts and still be okay. You're a brand ambassador for one. It depends on what Key Cosmetics asked her to do. If they wanted something exclusive from her, if they didn't ask for something exclusive, then you don't get exclusive. You know what I mean? If you guys are just dating, then you're just dating. If you want to be engaged or married, then you get engaged. So if they wanted her exclusive, then they probably needed to put that in a contract. If that was in the contract and she was with NYX and they felt like she was splitting her time or there was some blurring of the lines with different brands, then that could also be a contradiction, right? Um, Do you think she really had visual issues seeing the pictures? She might. I mean, she's 30 and she's been on the internet for a long time, and all of our my eyes have gotten really bad on this internet. What was the outcome of the hearing? Well, it was actually a full civil lawsuit, and the civil lawsuit, the judge, the honorable judge Neal, found for both. She gave Keisha her lost she gave her basically a win for her defamation and kitchen sink allegations, and she gave Toya a win for her counterclaim. And really, I think she did that from a standpoint of a chess move, just to be quite honest, because the way this is right now, um if they appeal, Keisha's not going to appeal that she won. She's going to try to potentially appeal what she lost if she feels like going into that. But what she's going to have to do is she'll have to fight a copyright infringement lawsuit. And she doesn't hold registered copyright, or did not hold registered copyright, in my opinion, or my thought at the time, because then she would have produced that and Toya would have had to forfeit her revenue that she would have earned on those videos. Toya appealed and was returned the videos. At the time that Toya decided to go into contract with Keisha, Toya was not aware of the appeal process, and or wasn't aware on how to either file it, or that it existed, or that she could win it. Once she got the knowledge, I'm assuming that that was something that she should do to obtain her content back from someone who is using a legal maneuver of which they don't hold all of the criteria to really claim. Yes, you own your work. Yes, you have a implied copyright to your work. But until you go and register copyright, and maybe even attach with licensing, like go use cuff it tonight, whatever, um from Beyonce, you can use that if it's in a short, if it's something that the platform gave you to use. If you download it, attach it to a video, and try to use it as an intro, and it catches the system will still let you have it in your video, and your video will still be monetized. But you know what's going to happen? There will be something called a content ID claim, because that person has a registered copyright and license on their work. Therefore, they get paid for that. They get paid royalties. So YouTube will revert the money that would have come to you for your video, and they're going to send it right to Beyonce. Okay? So just because you see people using copyrighted music doesn't mean that they're in trouble. No. Use it if you want to. You're just not going to make any money on it. It's all going to go to Chris Brown. It's all going to go to Drake. Unless you find something that is not copyrighted, which people do things like reworks and things like that, that were never released, remixes, mixtapes, things like that, that you can find on different platforms. And there's ways, and some of that stuff is just not copyrighted. You just have to take your time to find stuff that you want to play on your channel that doesn't have a copyright attached to it. It takes time. But but yeah. Did you think that it really okay? What was the outcome of the hearing? Was that they both won. They both won. And that's it. Do you think Jeremy will be investigated for selling drugs? It's possible. I don't know. I think Judge Neal, if she gave both of them a threat to basically leave each other, she didn't threaten them. She basically gave them advice to leave each other alone and leave this matter alone. And that if they have any underlings, cohorts, anyone out here, to not touch this matter. I don't know. I know Keisha has a squad of people who do her bidding. It's been well documented. So I've seen on the internet. So I've experienced. I was actually doxxed a week and a half ago by someone who has gone on live stream and said that they were here to defend this person. This person doxed me, put my whole phone number and had it under an account called North Carolina's Most Wanted with my phone number and shared it on her community post. And from what I understand, North Carolina Most Wanted is another one of her channels to intimidate and threaten people. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Um, does Keisha know what incrimination means? Huh. I would hope so. I would hope so. Um, Keisha, like this situation, if I were her, I would leave it alone. I would get back to cooking tuna. I would get back to trying to make casseroles and fried chicken. I would get back to the business that pays. I would get back to growing my channel. I would get back to minding my business. I would get back to like not watching reaction videos because they are not for you, they are about you. We had a president not so long ago who very disgracefully left office, who used to love to sit and watch the news all night long and watch all of the news reports about him. Damn near drove the man more crazy. Okay. Is that not the same as sitting and watching reaction videos? Anyone who can sit and watch reaction videos all night about themselves, God bless you. I don't do it. If someone is talking about me, referencing me, even if it's positive, honestly, sometimes it makes me feel very uncomfortable. It does. I don't care if it's good news, bad news. I don't I don't have to be the topic of conversation. I'm certainly not tuning in to hear people talk about me. I'm not doing it. For what? I know me. I know me better than anyone who can talk about me. Nothing that no one can tell me about me. So I would advise her to leave reaction videos alone and get back to the business that pays, which is your makeup, whatever you do, them little clothing hauls you've been getting into, whatever you do that you think is serving you. But at a certain point, just like a bunch of other YouTubers, they are realizing that it's time to shift and time to switch up their content, try different things, do different things. And if she decides that she wants to continue on this path, that's her problem. Can we talk about how Keisha has been on YouTube for 7 years and is only getting 15 and 200? Okay. Okay. With 500,000 from Teamy and girl, I was waiting to see Roses Forever. I mean, these are the vendors that work with everybody. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate, HB. Olivia Pope, why didn't you inform me? Wait, hold on. Why didn't you inform me of Keisha's social and intellectual challenges? I spent all evening on on Shook. So, girl, I did not know to the extent. I've just seen her driving around and ranting. Thank you. I was trying, but it wasn't working for me. It's working now. Hey, Tennessee, how are you, sis? Hi, Dior. Let's see what Dior has to say. What do you think about her having to play? I'm going to get to the chat in a minute, guys, so don't kill me. I've got like 7 more questions. What do you think about her having them play the video longer than only that? Dior, Keisha really, when the judge said, "Do you want me to stop?" and she kept playing the video, I was like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. I mean, that's her problem. I mean, this whole case would be reviewed in appeal. And if a judge felt like there was reason to be concerned and decided to hand the packet over for a investigator to just do a once over and just make sure everything is copacetic in this world of this folder of this jacket, that's going to be her problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is all. This woman took herself downtown and filed these papers. She showed up to mediation and they could have settled it. She no showed to court, period. She showed up with 4 hours worth of discovery to submit before we ever really got to hear the judge even start to ask them any questions. That we took 4 hours to go through a damn encyclopedia of evidence. Did you think that Keisha was coming back to Zoom court after she left out, lying, saying that she couldn't see the picture of the lien? I holler. Um, Girl, I don't know if Jeremy was like, if you don't get your ass up off, do you know 1100? If people didn't know, I want you to know now. My witness, it was from my witnessing, it was 1100, and I think maybe 26 was my last recollection of seeing how many people were in the chat. Not in the chat, but watching. Over 1100. Do you think that Brick Through the Window was staged? What did that have to do with the price of tea? What did that have to do with a Starbucks drink? What did that have to do with anything? What did that have to do with Toya? Was that the basement window? I don't even know what that was. Was that her basement? So she said someone broke in her house. What was the dotted line on this? She said that a house that she closed on, that she posted on Instagram, that she tagged the agent to, that the agent had posted on her website with all of the specs, address, just like any other, just like when someone pulled up my house on Zillow. Okay. So she posted it on Instagram, tagged the agent. The agent has a full website. The agent had that she just sold a house. The house was listed on the agent's website. The house listed on the website had a full address, all the specs. You can go look it up in Zillow. Everything was posted, and you're blaming who for doxing you? Who doxed you? I don't even know. I never saw Toya I never saw Toya dox anything. I never saw her share anything. I don't know. I don't see every post, but I find it highly unlikely. Why would anyone have to share? Why would anyone share that you bought a house in terms of like a posting or a picture or woohoo when you posted it yourself on Instagram? People just had to go to Instagram and see the stories, the post, the damn reel, all the things. Like you posted it and tagged this lady who had it tagged on her Instagram, tagged on her website, tagged as a sold house, all of the things. There were so many different links to get to your information. It wasn't like that's Toya's fault. I mean, that's whose fault is that? If you share that you just bought a home and you share very specific information, people can draw a line to you. Do you not see people today with Shanquila Robinson who are just dropping all the tea for the police? Like they basically have the internet out here helping all of these police agencies to find these people responsible for a beautiful young lady who was funeralized today. Okay. So people will drop the information. They're going to drop the tips, whatever the case might be. You think that if you say you bought a house, you have 500,000 subscribers. You don't think that some of your most enthusiastic keys and dons wanted to see what your house looked like outside of the quote unquote trolls? Are you kidding me? Your keys and dons wanted to see it first. Do you think that the brick through the window was staged? Girl, who cares? It looked like a dump. I'm sorry. I was like, is that supposed to be her house? And I was like, well, maybe that's the basement. Who needed to stage that? They might have closed on. How can you prove that someone threw a brick through that window when the basement was in shambles? The basement could have been like that. How she would have to prove through where's the police report? You show a picture, where's the police report that the police came out and registered that there was some sort of a disturbance of a brick being thrown through a window? I didn't see a police report entered into evidence. So I would say, I don't know that it was staged, but I don't know that that was accurate. If you don't have evidence to prove that, we have to omit that evidence. We don't know what that is. That could just be a house that was sitting. Apparently, the people were not living there. Kids break into houses all the time that they think are empty. And apparently, the people were not there when you purchased the home, right? They'd already moved out. That brick could have been there. Do you think she will drop the other lawsuits after this? I don't know. Keisha strikes me as the type of woman who has to be right. And the fact that you are suing 3 people for the same thing, I don't know. If she's suing 3 people for the same thing, and I mean, I don't know. How can she sue you? You are holding one person 33% responsible for one complete nonsensical situation. I don't know. Let her. You know what I'm saying? Let her. Let her do what she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna sit back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. I'm not a lawyer. Um, if she is she gonna drop the lawsuit? My gut says no. Why should she? Keisha is very ego driven. Her ego talks to her and tells her things like, "Can you believe they did that? Why are they disrespecting you?" I me personally, as a woman, as a grown up, I don't know how many times I say disrespect, but it's not often. I can't be disrespected unless I allow something like that to make me feel less than. Somebody who wants to speak down on me or speak ill of me, I would have to allow that to make me feel diminished. And because I would not do that, my self-esteem won't let me. Um I just think that Keisha has to be validated, and I think she has to be right. And I think that if she's smart, she would drop whatever she's got going on. But that's on her. I mean, I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like on YouTube, sometimes people are like, you should do this, you should do that. Sometimes it's just not worth the time because some of these people are just not worth it. And you know, they don't have 2 nickels to rub together. Um, I just wouldn't waste my time. My time is more valuable to me than trying to recoup a few $1,000s from somebody. I would just wonder if the 7,000 or however many thousands of dollars that you thought that you could potentially get from from, I always want to say Latoya, from Toya, is worth the fact that you basically drug your baby father up and down the YouTube Atlanta streets, and I don't even know if he's aware to the gravity of exposure you put him out there. If I were him, I'm just gonna be honest, I would be packing my bags. Do you believe Keisha had technical difficulties? The drug evidence that was presented, I think she probably needs to get a glass of water. She probably was like, she couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, maybe she doesn't know what Jeremy posts and she thinks that's cute. Um, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Do you believe that she had technical? She may not have. She may have been having a malfunction. Needed to get some water. What do you think about the Airbnb story and Tony Brown? I don't even know who Tony. Okay, I don't. Who is Tony Brown? But what do I think about it? I think that people look. People out here need to stop telling your right hand what your left hand is doing. There's a lot of people out here that talk way too damn much. They tell too much of what's going on, and people can figure out what's going on in your life. And you talk too much. Okay, thank you, Katie. You talk too much. You talk way too much. So people should know. Maybe they can figure out when you moved in and out of somewhere, but I don't know. You talk too much. A lot of these people do. They tell too much. They think they're being cute. I think someone sent me a super chat. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, thank you, KB. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I did hit a milestone, guys. I hit 8,000 subscribers a couple of days ago. I didn't want to say anything because there are haters out here. And the haters that are on notification gang, they're going to unsubscribe. So I didn't want to say anything so that they kind of took me back down. But I am happy to say that when I crossed over the 8,000 threshold, um, that didn't happen. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's been a labor of love and we've been working really hard around here. So but yeah, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. That is it's a miles. It's been some hard work and I really thank you. But I love talking to you guys. Um, I went from being like dog tired to kind of feeling a little energized. I did make another cup of coffee. So, did you think that Brick through the window? Okay. Do you think that she's going to drop the other lawsuits? I don't know. Me personally, girl, go right on ahead. Do you believe Keisha had technical difficulties? What do you think about the Airbnb story? What do I think about the Airbnb story? Again, talking too much, telling too much of your business, allowing people to figure out dotted lines, allowing people to you don't want people telling all of your story. Stop running your yapper. Okay. CPS will provide you a redacted information once the case is closed. Um, I look, I'm just gonna say it like this. I hate for those babies if they had to be questioned, examined, and inconvenienced because they got a blabbermouth, yapping ass mama. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Um, I like those little kids. I think they're so cute. And it's unfortunate. I would hope maybe these, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I would think if CPS came to your house and you are putting that into evidence, that's something easily verified. But the fact that there's no report, no receipt, no nothing that you entered into evidence as CPS came to your house and you're trying to draw a dotted line to the person that you're suing and saying that they're responsible for that, where's the receipt of CPS? But the judge can look that up. Why do you think Keisha will try? Why do you think Keisha will try to sue Paris? I don't know if she's going to try to sue Paris. Um, Someone asked, is she going to continue with the other lawsuits? Maybe. I don't know. I just think that why would I think so? Because she's ego driven. So if she's trying to sue Paris and she thinks she needs to sue Paris, I don't think she should sue Paris. I just think that if she is determined to sue Paris, she will sue Paris because Keisha is very concerned about her respect and people respecting who she is as a woman, as a YouTuber. This is my job. If you respect your job, I'm not going to go and bring a big pile of shit to my job. You know what I'm saying? But when you sit and do Lievember and dedicate it to foolishness like you did last year, the shit show that I witnessed last year, um like yeah, this woman, you want people to respect your job, but you don't respect your job. Why should you expect the YouTube streets to have more respect for something that you don't respect? If you don't respect your job, that's your business. Like you can't expect people to have a higher level of regard for your income if you don't. You decided to bring a whole shit show and know that you have a very volatile relationship with your audience, good or bad, and decided to introduce that at your job where you say you pay your bills. That's like people in the chat right now bringing their husband to the Christmas party, and you know if your husband has one too many drinks, it's going to be a problem. You know that you two can get a little loose, okay? So you guys, if you guys are going to come, you guys know you probably shouldn't drink. Why do you think companies don't serve alcohol anymore, right? They don't want to tempt their employees in a negative way. They don't want you driving home drunk either, but they may not want you getting an extra drink and go cussing out your boss. Okay. Um, do you think Keisha will try to sue Paris? I don't know. She might. Uh, is it D or D lied? See you how many Erica contradicted herself. Did you see how many times Erica contradict? Yes, that was embarrassing. Yeah, I said that at the beginning. Key Cosmetics, she should be ashamed of herself. Um, do you think Keisha is college educated? She graduated from Spelman, according to lots of people. And there is documented evidence of her graduation and all of those things. So yeah. Um, I have questions about that being factual. Yeah, I don't look. I I do too, but that's what I heard. I haven't seen it myself. Um, she said that she divided the money lost by 3 for the 3 people mentioned in the text. Do you think she will ask her security dog for the money back or take her to court? That I don't know that that was a payment, but it was a thank you for helping her handle some YouTube Streets dirty work. If I were her, I would go to bed and pray to wake up that this thing never happened. What do you think when Toya mentioned that the true reason for Keisha's emotional distress was that Jeremy had an outside baby? I fell out. I'm gonna be honest. I fell all the way out, and I was like, I died a little bit on the inside and I almost spit up my drink. It was funny. I said, way to it was like it was a YouTube Streets Perry Mason moment. It made the whole 5 hours of sitting there worth it. Toya brought that bit of information in the form of a semi low blow at the perfect time. She did an amazing job. Why wasn't she sued? Why hasn't she sued the girl who claimed her kids as her own on the and profited from it allegedly on Facebook? Because I think that was a catfish. I don't know. I think that was a distraction. I'm not sure what that was, but it was a lie. But yeah, great call out, D Michelle. Do you think Keisha or Jeremy are on the spectrum allegedly? I don't know. Um, girl, I think Jeremy appears to spend a lot of time in La La Land, wherever that is, and Keisha needs to hone in on what people are asking her and do a better job at focusing, not on what she's thinking she's hearing, but what she is actually hearing, and answer a fucking question when it's asked, right? Because that was ridiculous. I've gone through all of the questions. Okay, here I am in the chat now. Let's see. Um, it's definitely Lievember. Thank you, Megan Lindsay. How are you, sis? How's it going? Um, I have not seen one sponsor for this girl. She does some stuff with NYX. She did something for some teeth brightening trays or something, some sort of teeth whitening situation. Um, perjury. I I don't know. The judge asked some very specific questions. Has Jeremy ever been in trouble before? Did Jeremy ever get arrested? I forgot what the question is or was. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Will Keisha ever recover from Jeremy? She would have to lose Jeremy to recover from Jeremy. Like she would have to get rid of him. Um, as far as breakup or whatever you do. Um, Will Keisha ever recover from Jeremy? I don't know. Remember, Jeremy's the bust down, guys. Keisha was basically like a virgin, if you will. I think I don't know what her sexual situation was with the women, but I think Jeremy was the actual bust down. I think she dealt with one guy maybe one time, but Jeremy has been the one to come through and bust it down. She's in love with that guy. Make no mistake, and he's the bust down and he's the father of all the kids. She feels a way about that man. And she decided to set up a lawsuit to protect his honor. It's like, what? I'm just wondering, did you run that by him to say, yeah, this is the basis of my lawsuit when you were called out for car hopping around the QT or Shell station or whatever it was, in the public domain, and someone caught you on their camera phone? Um, sus. Okay. That's a whole lawsuit. Okay. Do you think Keisha can rebuild or rebrand? Um, she needs to go to TikTok or Instagram. She needs to get up off of YouTube. YouTube is a wrap. You know what I mean? She needs to call, I'm not even say she needs to call Jackie Ina. Please don't. Because I don't want Miss Jackie getting mad. I don't want Auntie Jackie getting mad at me because I sent her over there. Um, she needs to get up off, you know what I mean? Like, if you're asking me my opinion, if she wants to be like, social media isn't just YouTube, and YouTube, I'm sorry to say that, because I love YouTube, but at the end of the day, YouTube is not the only place where you can make money, obviously, and sometimes things are played out. And my opinion, doing reactions, reviews, and commentary on the YouTube channels that I cover and all of the YouTube that I watch, I think she may have played herself out, and she needs to let the algorithm cycle some of this search stuff out of its system so that when people search her, all of this stuff doesn't continue to come up. But if she wants to keep adding to it, that's her business. Um, she can try to rebuild and rebrand, but sometimes you're your own worst enemy. And if your reset is to always go back to foolishness and fuckery, what's the point? I mean, look at Strong Mommy Chrissy. Strong Mommy Chrissy has stayed quiet. I don't know that she rebranded. She's a mother. She likes to cook. She likes to do stylized videos. I don't know that that's technically a rebrand. I just think she was staying out the way and was trying to not react to people negatively. If you want to call that a rebrand, fine. But it takes 2.5 seconds to set her off again. And Keisha does not mind doing a live stream to explain a crumb. She turns a crumb into a brick. She doesn't know when to stop. So, can she rebuild? I mean, I guess, but she has to want to. But understand, you're only just as good as your last video. And if you want to spend a lot of time trying to change your reputation and change the optics, but then you need to set someone straight every 5 minutes, um, it's going to be bad for you. The one thing I can say about YouTube, it's very easy. You know, someone could be, let's just say in theory, someone's live about me right now. They're talking about me. They talk about my mama. They're doxing my house, all that stuff. I could very easily be like, you better, da, 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 right? I could do that. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? that doesn't fit what I'm doing, right? So I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do that. I've done that in my past and I never felt good about it. If I need to set someone straight, I'm going to be mad about it that I have to stop what I'm doing, stop my focus, um, put my crown down to address some nonsense. So the way I control myself is I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch it. I don't watch stuff that triggers me, especially I'm not going to watch stuff that triggers me. I'm not going to even say what because I'm not going to give the idiots what would trigger me. But yeah, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. So I stay in my world and I focus on the business that pays me and I focus on my wonderful subscribers who will reach out to me and say wonderful things like thank you so much. I got through my day at work. You're so entertaining. Thank you so much. When are you going live again? I focus on the positive. I choose what I want to focus on and I want to celebrate the people who come out positively to enjoy my content and I do not choose to engage with the people who are not on my level and get off topic. And that was something that I had to master. And I mastered it by taking my own advice. Reaction videos are about you, they are not for you. I do not watch them. Okay. Um, do you think Keisha should hang it up? Do you think Keisha should hang it up today, tomorrow, or next week? I think that Keisha can still make a living on social media, but she needs to find a social media platform that she is able to navigate on that does not have a complete encyclopedia of her fuck shit. Because right now it's YouTube is not it. And she's losing every day. Jackie Ina, I'm gonna just give I love Jackie, so I mention her a lot. Jackie Ina said in a video recently that she did on TikTok in a year what took her 7 months to do on YouTube. Now YouTube was a different place 7 years ago, but she's been able to get over 1 million followers on TikTok and Instagram um in a relatively short period of time. If you notice, she doesn't really post over here anymore. Her and Dennis have taken their rich behinds over to Instagram and TikTok and are making tons of money over there. Okay. Um, period. If you notice, everyone else is too. Patrick Starr is over there on Facebook having himself a ball. Jeffree Star, what's he doing? Making billions, helping other creators make makeup lines and all of the other things. I mean, like all of the makeup gurus, where are they? Not on YouTube anymore. Okay. They're doing mini tutorials on different platforms and making lots and lots and lots of money doing it. They've pivoted. So if Keisha wants to stay somewhere where it's not as lucrative, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to question your business acumen because anyone who understands return on your investment, annual year over year returns, and also, your product doesn't necessarily always become cheaper. I mean, sometimes it is a rinse and repeat, but at the end of the day, if your market is there, you should be able to get a better return year over year over year. And her audience is diminishing slowly. But it is time to diversify. And that's all I'm going to say. If you have capped out in an investment, it's time to start looking at different investment opportunities. If you are investing in something that is no longer giving you the return that it used to, you might want to start to look at other things. So she can do what she wants to do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell her anymore. Um, do you think the Keisha can rebuild and rebrand? Check my community wall. I have the transcripts of his arrest. So so that was VA cuteness. So you're saying that there was an arrest. So I mean, look, Judge Neil, look, I'm not look, we're just going to wait to see what happens. I don't even want to say anything cuz I don't want to seem like I'm being irresponsible, but I already know this YouTube community, and if there was perjury, if there's evidence, if there's anything, these people are public servants, their email addresses are easily accessible. They've had this on YouTube, over 1100 people were watching simultaneously. I am quite sure that if the judge opens up her mailbox on Monday and gets information that she was not told the truth about certain items, it's going to be a fucking problem. She said she is not only dry, but she can be mean. And I misspoke, may not fly. Okay? So VA Cuteness, guys, has some information posted, so we'll have to go check that out. You think Keisha should hang it up? Okay. What do you think about the Keisha friends? Do you think birds of a feather? Do I think birds of a feather flock together? Absolutely. Why not? Um, I think that's probably even a scientific fact, right? Birds of a feather do flock together. I checked it out. Keisha clearly lied. Well, I'm sure the YouTube streets, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to even say it because I don't want to be accused of commissioning people to go and do it. Like, I'm sure it's already there. I would just hope she's got some sort of explanation because Judge Neal said it. And I've also heard that someone out here is talking smack about the judge. I don't know, girl. I'm just going to sit back and mind my business. Um, and we going to just continue to do what we do, reactions, reviews, and commentary. I don't know. I'm not pulling those receipts. I'm happy to go look at something that is posted, but girl, I'm gonna just I don't want to be drug in as a witness or um you know that's I stay focused on these videos. We are doing a reaction on a 6-hour proceeding of a civil action of two YouTubers. And I would love to see what those guys say. So someone referred me to a Creedmoor and Bishop, and we're gonna check that out. We'll do a live reaction. I have not seen it. So if you guys want me to wait for you to watch it and do our reaction, we can do it together. I'll drop the phone line. Not the I always say phone line. Isn't that weird? Sorry. I'm just gonna say this. Don't play with me. I'm dropping the line. If someone wants to call in, please feel free to do so. Do not call with the foolishness because just don't. You already know what's going to happen. Okay, let me see. So, um, let me see. Okay, so the case. Let me just talk high level now. And I know I missed lots of your comments, guys. I'm going to re-listen to this and I will be reading the chat and then we can talk about it again tomorrow. If I see anything, sometimes I like to screenshot and I'll post it. So as long as you guys are okay. Keisha has no talent. Girl, Keisha, word on the street. Keisha has no talent. Well, she's a theater major. She can't dress. She can't do makeup. Her mommying isn't the best. You know, um, so she can't use that. Her house is depressing, so no home improvement videos. And she's boring. Without scandal. Okay, well, without a scandal. Okay, I get you. When she had the book, when she had Ashley, all of the things, when Ashley decided to disengage and live her best life and just live her life, yes, she ran out of content because she was using Ashley for content, right? Martin, why has Martin bailed? Why hasn't Martin put up a video in 6 months, right? Okay, maybe she didn't know about the report. Are you talking about the arrest or something? I felt like I heard Shanita say that her brother had never been arrested before he met Keisha. I feel like I heard her say that in a live stream, but I don't want to say that if that's not true, but I feel like I heard her say that he'd never had an arrest before he ever met Keisha, and she was, she was not happy about that. Um, and to me, I took that more so not as that Keisha brought that to him, but that his life was going in a different direction. And when he met her, it started going in another direction. And as a sister, um, you do care for your brother. And if she's concerned, she can be concerned. And if she feels like his life is taking a different turn and she felt like it was negative since he's been dealing with a certain person, she has a right to say that. Um, so the case, I do think so. Keisha's case, as it pertained to Latoya, I felt like it was impossible to prove. She had so much stuff in there, which I didn't see the tie-in, but now basically, I think her evidence number one was flawed. That's just my opinion. I think her evidence wasn't good. I think the case that she had, basically her case, this was her case. Toya and I had a contract for Toya not to talk about me. Toya was not to talk and reference me if I was going to release 3 videos. She released 2 of the 3 videos, so she was in breach of contract. Toya took it upon herself to reclaim her other video and other videos and went about her merry business. But Keisha's claim basically was that they had a contract and she was not to speak on her. Because she was not to speak on her, when she did speak on her, there was a situation where there were some people from out of town who caught Jeremy on video looking very sus at a gas station. Toya did some reporting on said video and it was very humiliating. At the time, she had a very enthusiastic helper helping her try to clean her name up around the YouTube streets, and decided that it was all Toya's fault because that was so embarrassing and that could have put her man in jeopardy, could have put her man in jeopardy, but she didn't think that introducing that as evidence in a legal proceeding with a judge would do the same thing. But okay. But so that was the case. Basically, we have a contract. You're not supposed to talk about me. You talked about me and you embarrassed me by embarrassing my boyfriend from some hidden video that was taken in the public domain, for someone who was not invited to a car window, that could have just been going upon his merry business and get into a luxury car and take off, right? So you did that. And then also because of that, I don't know how that ties into CPS. There's no evidence that Toya ever called CPS. There was no evidence that CPS even was called. She didn't provide any receipts that there was even a CPS investigation, but she said that there was a CPS investigation. So she also introduced matters, very serious matters about the situation in her household, which I would have never touched that with a 10-foot pole. And all of that was Toya's fault. On top of that, Toya was also responsible for a brick being thrown through a window of a very sus looking basement that looks like it could have been there anyway, and feels that Toya directed people to her newly closed on home. Meanwhile, Keisha, with over 500,000 subscribers and many on Instagram and other platforms, posted it everywhere. And her real estate agent was on like a reality show. She had it posted on her channel and goes live on Instagram and posted on her Instagram and had it on her website and had it on the real estate website and it was on Zillow and it was everywhere. But that was Latoya's fault too. What else, guys? I mean, I was like, is the kitchen sink going to be involved? Is the broken cabinet up under the kitchen sink Toya's fault too? So much was all Toya's fault, but nothing made sense. So that was the case. The evidence was voluminous. It took 4 hours to go through the evidence. The accusations were reaching, to use some YouTube streets phraseology. It was the accusations were of a reach variety. Um if I were Jeremy, I'd be very concerned. I would not talk copyright unless I held a copyright. I think the accusations to try to defend Jeremy actually were damaging to Jeremy, his character, his safety, his potential in the community. She could actually have really, really hurt him, but that's her problem. The timelines were flawed. Key Cosmetics needs to go sit all the way down. Again, no receipts for CPS. This took 7 freaking hours. Keisha literally took 4 hours to submit her evidence. It was awful. Um, is that everything? That's all I wrote down so far, guys. That's it. I'm sure I missed some stuff, but that's what I saw. I'm sure there's more. God's plan. Seriously, at this point, Keisha has a lot of rebuilding to do. She unknowingly damaged her relationship, friendship, and business partnerships. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy is still cheating. Wow. I don't know. And you know what? Would it make a difference? I don't think she cares. I'm going to be just honest. I think that they've incorporated that as a possibility in their relationship, and they're going to do what they got to do. Jeremy stays there. Jeremy is in it to win it. Keisha is in it to win it. And that's that's her problem. You know what I mean? I couldn't live like that, but I'm not her. You know what I mean? Um were there any more? What do you think about Keisha's friends? Okay. Okay, Keisha's friends. Okay, good question. I don't think that registered with me before, guys. I'm still tired. We were in a car for 14 hours today. And Aisha and Ashley. So someone did send me the video. So, okay, just to clear up a couple things. St. Martin, someone referenced that there was a video of Keisha like kind of threatening someone, them doing a prank on someone that got a little out of hand. The girl was crying, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't watch the whole thing. I will watch the whole thing. I watched some of it. Um, I was just taken aback by part of it, but I need to watch it again. It was only like 5 or 7 minutes, but I appreciate the person who sent it to me. So it did not happen in St. Martin. That's number 1. Number 2, it seems to be like an older video. Um, and I just wanted to clear that up. That video did not take place in St. Martin. If there were shenanigans of that variety happening in St. Martin, I don't know anything about it. Are they birds of a feather? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, the difference between Ashley Sellers, in my opinion, Ashley Sellers doesn't have any kids. Ashley Sellers can do a little bit of what she wants to do. She can be silly, she can be carefree. She's not a mother. As a mother, and someone who is raising children, it's just a little bit different and the expectations are higher. You have to kind of start to step up, and you also have to grow up when you become a mother. At the end of the day, is that fair? No, but that's why you have a lot of 40, 50-year-old women going and running amok, because maybe in their 20s they had kids early and now they've got a little extra cash. They are either single or they're with the love of their life, and they are going off and enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? So either you do it early or you do it later. Some people had kids early and they're getting to do it in their 40s and 50s and go run around, have a good time. Some people got to do it in their younger years and are like me, and I am my age and I have an 11-year-old. You know what I mean? And we're home and we go to sleep early and we mind our business, and this is what I do for fun. You know what I mean? But I've got friends who, go travel around and go on cruises and do stuff like that on a very regular because their kids are grown. Mine is not, right? Um Ashley Sellers can be a little more carefree. Aisha, everything. I don't know if you know if Aisha's really her friend. Hey, Amber. She definitely said her brother started getting arrested after meeting that girl. He went and he might feel like he needs to do things to earn money. And he may feel like that is the recourse of how he wants to, you know what I mean? Like, no one, you don't have to choose certain ways to make money, but if that's how he chooses, or I don't know what he's doing, to be honest, and I don't know what his arrests are. So let me be careful in how I say that. But at the end of the day, if his sister is concerned about how he's living his life since he met this woman, she has a right to be. Because that's his sister. You know what I mean? And she knows things we don't know. I'm gonna say it like that. So Jeremy was arrested when he ran into Dunkin' Donuts building. I don't know anything about that, but I'm gonna go look because it was over on VA Cuteness's page. Um, okay. Um, okay. So, yeah, I don't know what you get from. I'm sure the judge can look up whatever she needs to know to validate information. Um, Me personally, I would not lie to a judge. I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm not saying anyone lied because I'm not the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Bible. Um, Me personally, I would not. If I know, not even if I know, the judge swears you in, and I think I read for Georgia, it's full pain, and what was it, under pain and something of the fullness of the law, the way it was put, under pain and something. Let me see. Swearing in Georgia. Full pain and something. Um, I was like, what? But not the full pain. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence that you shall give to this court and jury are in no matter pending the whole truth? No, so that wasn't it. It's a different one. He said the pain, full pain and penalty or something. I was like, it just sounded painful to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just, you get sworn in, you're supposed to tell the truth. I wouldn't have turned down. I don't think I don't know what she understood. Keisha likens herself to be a very smart lady. And if is she intentionally throwing the man up under the bus? You're very smart. Did you mean to throw your man up under the bus? I don't know. Not my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had to know. She entered a lot of information into the record, and it was concerning. She lied on Britt, she lied on Ashley, she lied on Shanita, she lied on Mother Suckers, she lied baby August, she lied on the contractors. Okay. Um she had her movie. I did post the call in, didn't I? Hold on, I'm gonna post it one more time. Uh, I'm gonna go. If you guys want to do some homework, go to watch Creedmoor and Bishop. I don't know. Maybe they got wind that there was some YouTuber on YouTuber court case going on, and I guess they did some commentary, and we're gonna check it out. I would love to hear what the badass attorney had to say, Emily D. Baker, but I don't know that the recording exists in its fullness for her to watch that. And I don't know that she was even aware. Any of you guys who watch Emily D. Baker, the badass attorney, I love her. I don't know. I would have thought, because that it could be interesting. But I'm sure she possibly could get a transcript of it. She is amazing. She's amazing. Um, okay. So I did drop it. Girl, Nana needs to shut the fuck up with her. I don't know. I know that she felt like any agent or underling of any of these two parties coming and agitating the situation would be a problem. So I don't know. You like Emily D? But yeah, me too, Nella. She's I mean, look, She's good. And there's a couple other really good lawyers on YouTube. I don't know Nana Powers and anyone that's associated with those people. I'm going to be honest, I don't have nothing to do with them because they are very strange vigilantes and I don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into it. Yeah, it's been deleted and if it's out there, you better not let the judge find out about it because Judge Neal said she is dry and mean, and I would just have committed it to your memory and leave that alone. Because she's not playing. Um, Okay. So yeah, guys, you guys are awesome. There's 703 of you, and thank you for the 318 likes. Anyone who changed your mind in a little bit, and you decide, you know what, let me go ahead and give her a like. We didn't even do a bunch of memes tonight because there was so much to talk about. You guys wanted my impression, my recap. I don't know if I recapped it or not. I just answered you guys questions. I I love the Q&A feature, so shouts out to the Q&A. Thank you so much you guys for um being patient cuz like I said we had a long road trip this morning and it was to do something very special for someone who is very special. So, we took a nice little long road trip, which was very nice because we don't really get a chance to do that as a family very much. And we were out of town last week, but we rode out this morning. And you know what I mean? You guys know I am not into telling my right hand what my left hand is doing. Amira, I was watching some of your live before I went live. I don't know if it's still posted or not, but Amira made some wonderful points. Amira is super smart and go check out her video. Like lots of very good points. Um, I'm not a lawyer. I love watching true crime. I love watching legal proceedings. I love the human experience. And I think, if you live long enough and are open and you hear certain things, I mean, we kind of know things that become general knowledge to us, right? Or we can research, right? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that clearly this is very dangerous, the route that this woman is going down by thinking that she can fight the world. And at the end of the day, being in social media, you have to develop a very thick skin and you have to develop a little bit of fuck it attitude. You have to. If everything means something and everything hurts you and everything bothers you, this is not the playground for you. When you earn your money in the court of public opinion, on the public America streets or in the public sector, you are going to earn your money and everyone is not going to like you, and it's okay because as a content creator, it's the watch time that counts. There's nothing worse than creating content and nobody comes to watch it. I don't care if you love it. I don't care if you hate it. If you come and watch it and experience it, I so appreciate that. You know what I mean? You don't have to appreciate everything I say. You can disagree with what I say. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. To me as a content creator, I want you to come and hear my point of view. You don't have to agree with me. Okay. And also, just the consumption of the product is also part of what pays me. So I get to fulfill a creative outlet. And I also, you know what I mean? That's so Keisha has to make a decision. You are here to make money and you are here to deliver a product. Just because someone does some critique on it or talks about it, you cannot control what people say. You can't just say only good reactions are okay. You can say that, but it doesn't hold any weight. I'm not a lawyer either, but when I tell you I was shocked, Amir, it was quite dangerous. It was absolutely unbelievable that but I think, Amira, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the judge, number one, pulled a very astute power play by letting them both have a win. One from an ego, like, let's soften the egos here. Let's let them both get it. I think them both losing, which I think they both could have lost, um, just to be honest, would have been more damaging because it would have sent them right back to paperwork. They both got to win. She got to win. Toya got to win. But the part that was the chess move legal maneuver was, if you think you want to appeal this, girl, you better be careful. Keisha better hope that Toya does not appeal, because if she appeals, that might not be good for her. That's going to open up a very big can of worms. And Keisha appealing LaToya, at the end of the day, you don't have registered copyright. Why would you appeal something that you don't even own? You own it. It's your content. But LaToya was doing commentary. She's protected under fair use. She's protected under fair speech. She's protected under the terms of use of YouTube, in terms of the YPP, where you are opting in and are aware that there could be, and I'm going to just use the phrase remixing of some of your content potentially. There's just way too many stipulations and loopholes for her to win a copyright claim against Toya, I think. I just think that the judge played it perfect, and we're going to see what they do with it. But I think all that evidence entered under Jeremy was, oh my God, it was uncomfortable. And I would be very surprised if he's not super duper pissed right now at her and her shenanigans, because it really could have someone coming in and busting down their front door and researching his social media. I don't care if those stories have expired. It doesn't matter. It's there. You don't think that Instagram right now is not pulling information in the disappearance of, and the killing of Shanquila Robinson? You don't think they're going through Instagrams right now? You don't think that that stuff can be, even if it's expired, it can't be, they can't see what she posted and what expired and what could have been deleted? Just because it's not available to you doesn't mean it's not available. So all that's perks in, all that stuff. She, I don't know if she's trying to sabotage her relationship or what, but it was it was negligent to her relationship. It was negligent to her children. It was negligent to her reputation. You want to accuse people of messing up your reputation, sis? You did a very good job of really solidifying what you said was already put into place. You re-solidified it, period. You did that. You did that. You did that all on your own. From the not being able to answer a question, not being able to listen to a judge, not being able to not do what they told you not to do, all of the things. Anything that the lady asked you to do, you just could not do it. Yeah. So, sometimes, like I said earlier, we're not giving out no more advice. Like, that costs money. That's coaching. That's lots of different things. And we are progressing. We are not staying behind for those who choose to stay behind. We are accelerating and moving forward. If sis wants to stay behind, that's on her business. You know what I'm saying? We're not into that. Just think about it. She's talked to, she talks way too, she runs that yapper constantly. She is always explaining herself. She's telling too much of her business. All of the things people don't even need to know. Let her get in that car and have the kids at the house and have her have like 30 free minutes. to be able to let it rip into that camera, girl, she is telling us everything. She tells us everything. If you want to sit and listen, those are my favorite. I'm gonna be honest, guys. You already know those are my favorite videos. Next to her showing off the house, those are my favorite videos. When it's like, oh boy, here she goes, girl. We getting ready to hear something in the car. It's funny. It's funny. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, but at the end of the day, is it the best thing for her? No. It's not, but that's on her, and she can do. She really thinks people are dumb out here, but girl, that's on her. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. We've done this for 2 hours. This was so much fun. You guys know I love answering questions, so that was fun. I hope I stayed on track. Someone came to my comments last week and told me that I'm all over the place and I get off to I don't know. I go on tangents, things like that. Whatever. It doesn't matter, sis. Maybe it wasn't for you. It's okay. It's okay. Um, it is what it is. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of these questions. You guys run some more questions down into the comments for me. I appreciate it. I love it. And we will watch Creed Moore and Bishop. If you guys I don't know. I'm gonna go check it, and I don't know how long it is, but I do want to. Maybe we'll react to it together. Please make some T-shirts that say "I object." You know what? You guys are gonna laugh. Hold on one second. Did I upload? Hold on. Oh no, I do have. Did I? Let me see. Did I? No. Okay. Okay. I don't even really want to talk about it too much in this video, but do you guys we'll talk tomorrow. We'll get caught up on what's going on with Shanquila. Um, they laid her to rest today. You guys know that. The FBI Charlotte field office has officially opened an investigation. Mexican authorities have officially called it a case now that they are officially looking into this. Um, I think the video solidified it. Why didn't they act on it at first? Do you know how many drunk Americans come to Mexico? Now, there wasn't alcohol involved, and should they have done a better job? Obviously, I think that goes without question. I'm glad that they are at least considering reopening the case and actually really looking into it. I think that probably a lot of people come on vacation and bump their head, do lots of things. People take their word for it. Maybe they didn't want to deal with it. There's a language barrier. There are lots of different reasons, lots of excuses, but the fact of the matter is it's happening now. One thing that I can tell you is I actually did go to Dejanay's, the one who was fighting her, in her Instagram. Girl, homegirl has been posting stories, and homegirl is says she's going to do an interview when she gets 10,000 subscribers. Okay. um she said when she gets 10,000, girl, it's a whole mess. I haven't had a chance to really walk you guys through, but I screenshot everything. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. um I'm trying to do it early. Is it in this? It's in my other. No, is it in this phone? Hold on. She says interview scheduled once I reach 10K. Gonna tell my side the truth, then turn myself in because I didn't do anything. My mom will be updating step-by-step process and all information needed to clear my name. I'm only guilty of not speaking up sooner. That was fucked up. I know, but I was scared and I never been through no shit like this. So forgive me if I don't know the proper protocol. Page on private. If you miss it, you miss it. I'm not going to jail for a fight. Everyone fights. That's what she says. And then she went and posted her own. Is this college or what is this? I don't know. Shanquilla went to Winston-Salem State. She was a cheerleader, everything. This chick goes and posts her graduation photos. Why? I do not know. She posted something. Females pop shit all the time and then don't want to fight. That ain't nothing new. Y'all annoying as fuck. She's kind of a dummy. I'm just gonna be honest. She's a weirdo, and she is posting and posting and posting. And just like I always say, guys, what do I always say? Let her. Let her. Let her. If she doesn't think that people are screenshotting this and sending it right over to the FBI or right over to Charlotte Mecklenburg tip squad or whatever, girl, girl, it's a mess. Okay. Let her and let them just keep running their mouths on the internet. These people are scared and they are turning against each other. They are posting on their social media and they are dropping all the tea and they are going to get all lined up and questioned. So let's just let them, and justice will be served the way it needs to be served. Shanquilla had a beautiful homegoing, and like I said, and we all know this, to be absent of the body is to be present with the Lord. She is in heaven. She has gone on to her next assignment and she doesn't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. You know what I mean? So it's I'm sure it's that's somewhat of a comfort to her family. They're God-fearing people, and at the end of the day, nobody wanted this for her, but at she, you know, this happened and we're talking about it, and somewhere there is some sort of lesson in all of this. And what really bothers me is just the betrayal of the friends, of the alleged friends. It's That's what really bothers me in this whole thing. But we'll talk about it tomorrow and we'll get all caught up. But there's so much information and we're going to talk about it and get into it. And but thank God she has been laid to rest and the family can begin the healing. But dad is pissed, of course. He lost his only child, and then the mom had the older sister, her oldest daughter, I guess. I don't know how many kids she has, but we know at least Shanquilla had an older sister. Um, just all awful all the way around. But we will, and for those of you, one last thing, I guess I'll put this out. For any of you guys who were wondering, when the mom said that they came to visit her, who was it? So the best friend, and then two of the girls came to visit. The two girls were Winter and Dejanay. Okay. Okay. So, and they were all coming over. You guys probably already know this, but I was in the car all day and I couldn't communicate with you guys. Um, they they came over one time, but the best friend was coming over every day. He came over. I think she said he came over 4 times. The last time he came over was the day that the autopsy dropped, and he hadn't been back since. I wonder why, right? So yeah, a mess, right? Um, Awful. They were trying to stay close to see what was going on, what was coming out, and all of those things. But anyway, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll get caught up. Guys, thank you so much for showing up and showing out. I appreciate all of you hitting that like button for me. It does something to the algorithm. It helps them continue to recommend me. So people out here who've never seen my channel before, people who don't subscribe to this channel, it'll show up in their recommended ribbon. You know how sometimes something will just show up you've never seen before? You hitting the like button helps that happen. That's what the like button does. It doesn't pay me anything more. It just says that, okay, this might be something that other people might want to see. So I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, everyone who's new, who subscribed, thank you. Make sure you got your notifications set. So next time I go live or post another video, you can be notified immediately. Make sure to comment down below, get the conversation going down in the comments. Be nice. Which I know you guys always are. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys getting me to 8,000 subscribers. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I would love to be at 10K before the new year. That would be awesome. I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, we're just gonna keep plugging away and moving forward, because we are not slowing down over here, right? We're not, this is not remedial over here. We are elevating, right? And we are continuing to move forward. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the questions. And you guys take care. And let me find a good outro. Um, what's ooh. Let's find. Okay, let's just. Okay, you guys take care.
Rounded. Hey, love is everything.
The boy is mine.
Shoulder to cry on, if that's so.